I have the great joy, the great privilege to introduce Sister Barbara Moore. Barbara has served God's people in healthcare for many of her years, either as a nurse, a head nurse, a professor of nursing on hospital boards. Since I've come to know her, I know why she is on boards. I know why she is often called to speak. What she is going to be sharing with us tonight is her passion, and she keeps the whole concept of justice before us here. And I'm sure there'll be a lot that we can take from what Barbara shares with us.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you all for joining us. Mission is at the heart of who we are as associates and sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet. We are called to carry out the social mission of the church and gospel, always continuing the mission of unity and reconciliation. This is a regular practice, no matter our age or circumstances. We need to have knowledge and an informed conscience to act or take a public stand on matters of justice. We live in an evolving and interconnected world. As our awareness evolves, so will our views, including our theology. Our world is full of potential and pitfalls. We can allow love and grace to flow through us to promote justice, peace, and the common good. Justice being the ethical, philosophical idea that people are to be treated impartially, fairly, properly, and reasonably by the law and by arbiters of the law. That laws are to ensure that no harm befalls another, and that where harm is alleged, a remedial action is taken. We recognize the dignity of every person and that human beings are made in the image and likeness of God. I believe that our continuing challenges include promotion and inclusivity. We are encouraged to recognize and acknowledge contributions of persons, whatever their ethnicity, race, or nationality. We are not to be dismissive of anyone because of ignorance, labels, and rash judgments. Responsibility for continuing the mission of Jesus exists at every level of our society for Christians, and certainly as associates and sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet. I believe one of our continuing challenges is evidence of how we include, promote the richness of cultural, racial, and our ethnic diversity in our sponsored institutions, on our boards of directors, and the organizations to which we belong. Loving our neighbors as we love ourselves is rooted in the character and nature of God. We need not be dismissive of anyone because of rash judgment, ignorance, and labels. Our world is full of potential and pitfalls. We can allow love and grace to flow through us to promote justice, peace, and the common good. Start where we are involved. Assist, affirm, listen, support, challenge, mentor, rendering impartiality and proportionality to everyone in accord with the righteous standard of God's moral law. I purposely conclude with an example of my own experience. Cardinal Ritter desegregated the Catholic schools in St. Louis before our government regulations. I attended public grade school, became a convert in 8th grade, and then attended an all-girls Catholic high school sponsored by the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet and the School Sisters of Notre Dame. There was the practice of honoring the student with the highest average in every classroom by announcing the student's grade when report cards were distributed. The student wore a ribbon for a week. When the student in my freshman homeroom average was announced, there were only about 3 or 4 of us in my freshman homeroom. And the other students, African American, actually took my report card, and it was grades, and averaged it up. And they said, your grade is higher than, and I know her name today, and this has been 100 years ago, almost, slight exaggeration. But we went to the principal's office and reported it. And certainly it was a very embarrassing situation for all concerned. And when the teacher found out what had happened, she said, I had no idea. She had not even bothered to average my grades. And the students, because they had been with me in several classes throughout our freshman year, they knew that I did good work. However, when I was a senior, the same homeroom teacher, of course, sophomore, junior year, different. And she was the one who actually came up to me and asked if I had ever considered being a religious. Her inquiry led to my journey to becoming a Sister of St. Joseph of Carondelet, the first African American to enter the congregation. And this was 1955, many years ago. So wonders never cease. God acts in strange and mysterious ways, and certainly continues to act in and through us. Our challenge is to continue to be open to God's call and respond appropriately, listening attentively. Bloom wherever you are involved, and my having been a Girl Scout, be prepared. Remember, love of God and love of the dear neighbor without distinction. God bless you all.